As a pastor or ministry leader, have you been trying to figure out a way you could streamline your emails, make them look professional, and create better branding for your church?
Then you are looking for MailChimp.
Today, we're going to be talking about MailChimp, and Pastor Tim will be taking us through how to use it. He'll make some examples. He'll show you just how easy and quick it can be for MailChimp. Now, you may ask, Pastor Icky, Sister Lauren, how much is it going to cost me to do this?
The great news about MailChimp is that the free version will get you started and probably be enough for many of you who are watching. The next tier is $10 a month, depending on the amount of contacts or people that you want to email. And the next version after that is only $15. So depending on the number of contacts you have, pretty reasonable prices if you want to include extra features than what the free version offers.
So if you're sick of spending your week trying to send out a chameleon emails and then CCing them and then missing some people and then trying to put it back in and trying to put pictures because it doesn't fit correctly, stay tuned. Pastor Tim is going to take us through it. Pastor Tim, take us through it.
All right. Hey, thanks, Icky and Lauren. Welcome. We've got our location here right on the MailChimp.com website. And as we go along right over here in your upper right-hand corner, as is usually the case, you're going to find your sign up for our favorite word, free. So you can sign up right there. You can go through all those steps. You can also scroll through if you'd like to see the pricing that they were talking about earlier, or their various products. But we're just going to dive in. We're going to keep this initial dive really simple. We want to make it as simple as possible for you. So what we're going to do is we are going to log in. I just created one just for this in particular thing, and apparently I need to remember my own password. There we go. And that is interesting. So apparently they will send you an emailed code.
While Tim is waiting for that, I want to point out just why that's important, because you're going to be entering a lot of your email addresses and personal information for people, and they use a two-point verification module as part of their process to help keep your stuff secure and safe. Which means if you're gonna sign up, make sure that you have access to whatever way they're gonna send you that information, whether it's your other email or phone number.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a team, make sure you've all got access to that information so you can get in together.
We are here. This is where you'll land after you set up your account. And I'm going to kind of just go through this left toolbar. It's really what you're looking at when you're looking at MailChimp overall. You'll see your account information is all down here, and then each of these is something different. So you have your audience, you have your campaigns, and then a campaign is like an email campaign. It combines with a few other things that you can do, like social media and things like that. So they don't just call it, here's where to send your emails. They say, here's your campaign.
Tim, quick question.
Yeah.
In a campaign, if you create, like, say, a newsletter and you send it out this week, can you use that campaign again next week as a template?
You sure can. You can even replicate your campaign, and so that if some of the information doesn't need to change to the next week, it can just stay right in there. So we do that all the time, and often in church, right? There's a ministry. Its description is just the same this week as it was last week. So. Yeah. So we've got that going on. There's automations. We're not going to get into that today, but you can automatically set it up to send people a birthday email, things like that. You can embed things in your website and use website and various integrations. And then there's their content studio. So we are just going to hang out in these first two things today. Your audience is the first place we're going to go. And you can look at all your contacts. Now, this is a clean email account. I didn't want to accidentally share someone's email address. And so we have no emails in here. So we can import, and you can import from various data-centric. You can import from an Excel document or CSV file or things of that nature. Or you can connect to a site, you can add a contact, you can create a landing page for people to sign up, and then they can actually sign up for your newsletter. So if you're a church, you can create a landing page, and you can even create a little form that people can fill out. You can embed it into your website, and then they can sign up to get your weekly newsletter or to get details on various programs that you have going on in your church. But we're going to start here with add a contact. Right here, you're going to create an email address. And Icky, what's your email address again?
IKI@hotmail.com.
Oh, that's right. At Juno or something, right? So we've got, and you're going to put in the names, the addresses, phone numbers. You can put in, again, their birthday, and you can create tags. To create a tag, you have to first create it. So you could say, this person really wants to know VBS material. So you could actually create a VBS tag. And there you go. VBS is a tag. And anything that has a tag can be sent specifically different information. And so we can create all these different tags. We have to check mark that this person has given us, for legal reasons, permission to email them. And then you can also say, if they're already in your audience, update their profile. So if it has most of this information, but not all of it, maybe something has changed, like an address, it will update the information of that individual in your database. So you can add them one at a time if that's the way you want to go. You can also manage your contacts here, adding tags, segments. You can make groups, depending on how you want to split up your data. You can create sign-up forms. Things of that nature. That's step one. Make your audience. We'll have a contact of one right now, and all one of these are subscribers. So you can actually have contacts that unsubscribe from your emails, but are still in your system. So these numbers will be different. How many contacts you have and how many subscribers you have will be different numbers.
That's a nice little feature, because you may have members who move far away and may not necessarily want to be on your list. You want them not to be on there as well, because then you have more accurate understanding of who your target group is.
Correct.
And one thing that I'll say too, when it comes to the unsubscribing, when you mentioned the permissions that you need to add, that you have to add people to your email list, that's really important, because if you add a bunch of people that haven't given you express permission to be added to your email list, then a lot of them will unsubscribe and click comments saying that I never subscribed for this is a malicious email or something like that if they didn't give you permission, and that could lower the rating of your list and cause some problems with your deliverability. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yes, and that's a great point. One of the reasons we encourage MailChimp is that it gets through most email filters. So there are other email services out there. Some of them are as successful as MailChimp. A lot of them are not. And so a lot of them, your Gmail filter might just filter it out. Yeah. And it's in their spam. That's why they just never found it, right? And so we definitely want to be responsible as we can. The other thing to prevent people, I think, from unsubscribing to your email is really making good use of these tags or groups or segments, however you want to split it up, so that you're emailing specific material to the people who have asked for specific material. But you will immediately lose your neighbors off your email list if they start getting your weekly newsletter and information that your volunteers are getting. That's not what they signed up for, and so we want to keep it straight. But now that we've set up our audience, we're going to jump down here to campaigns. And we're going to create a campaign. And there's a nice large button here. If I go in and we create a campaign, we can do so via a lot of different ways. We can create all sorts of customer journeys, landing page. We're not going to get into those weeds on this video. We're just going to go to an email. And you can either create one yourself, do a plain text email, in which case you probably don't need MailChimp to send your emails, or a template. So we're going to click over here on template. We're going to hit get started, and they have some templates that we can use. So these are fantastic. We can go with layouts. We can go through certain themes if you want to see some things. Let's go over here to some fall is on the way. So I kind of feel like, let's jump over here. We're going to go some fall colors, themes, and this is what we're going to select, unless you want to code your own. So that brings up this interactive piece right here, right? And so this would be a space that you might put your church logo, You might upload whatever it is, and in order to do that, you just click on that element, and then this is the Bookhouse logo. You just hit replace, and replace is going to bring up a window. We don't currently have any files. We would upload our church logo right here. We'd hit upload. It would bring up a bunch of things. We would then upload it and select it, and then that logo would go right here. It would immediately replace it.
And those photos that you put in, Tim, would be part of it'll be web-based at that point, right?
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
The file is on the web. It's on their cloud.
Correct. So my church has been using MailChimp since before I got there. And so I have access to logos and graphics and photos from well before I ever got there that I can use in my emails and things. And so it's a real useful thing, because anyone who has been in that account, so say you have a volunteer managing this part of things, a new volunteer comes in and they're managing your email, they still have all the same resources that they're working with.
That's great.
You can also embed. So if you had your logo here, you might want an embedded link. You could set a link and set it to your email or your website, or an email address if you wanted them, or to a file. You could even link in a file there, and that's what this would do. So this half, as you can see, is kind of your make changes. This is your tool board. This is where you're doing things. This side is what it looks like. So you can kind of split your view that way. You can go in through styles, and you can change styles on things if you would like. So it would be changing styles on this Bookhouse logo. You could give it a border. You can give that border rounded corners. You can align it center, so you don't have to figure out what center is. MailChimp's going to do it for you. You can align it left or right, edge to edge, no matter what screen they're using it and viewing it on, those kinds of things. So that's where you would edit these things. And then you could even change this background image if you want. You could go color, image, you could fill it, you can do different things there as well. Then this allows you then to expand or contract. Maybe that's just too much room for you. So this is this template, and that's the way it works. So we can then click on any kind of text and say Thanksgiving potluck this weekend, right? And so now we're gonna have, and we can type the various kinds of foods that we're looking for. We can say bring good food, or whatever your favorite potluck is, and then you can write whatever other details. There's two different little typing areas here, and then there's this awesome button. You can insert buttons, and this button has the text. This could be like sign up for an entree, and maybe you're coordinating, and that could take you to maybe a sign up genius type thing where you're automatically having people sign up for things, right? It also could send an email, let us know what you're bringing, those kinds of things. So you could do that there. You have multiple segments, so you could come into a segment like this one, and again, you're gonna have an image that you can change or link. You're gonna have various things you can type. You can embed links and things of that nature here, and you can go all the way down through on each and every segment. If you don't need a segment, just hit the trash, and then it goes away. You just say, oh, I don't need that line, and there we go. We're shortening our email. And then at the bottom, you can have this social connection. You can choose how many. You can different services, but you can add your church's Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, or you could switch it up to a website or various other social medias. They have a ton of different links. So, and you can put in your links, and then when they click on those in your email, it will do it automatically. They'll have these buttons automatically. They'll have the information such as your mailing address and things according to what's embedded into your account. So don't use your home address, use your church's address.
Good tip.
Unless you want to give that to everybody.
Pro tip.
And then it'll copyright it. It's going to put MailChimp into it unless you're a subscriber. So people are going to know you used MailChimp to send it. And if you don't like that feature, then you just need to just subscribe. So we're gonna hit save and close. We're gonna hit go over here to preview and test. Enter preview mode, right? And so you can take a look. This is what our email is gonna look like. You can close it up. You can go over here. You can send a test email, right? And then you can send whoever you want to send that email to. You can put it in there, send that test email, and check it out. And you would hit continue, and you would go, oh, here we go, save and exit. There it is. And we're gonna name this Thanksgiving Potluck. Thanksgiving Potluck. I spelled that wrong, but that's okay. All right, so here we have it. We have this. We have some untitled templates. And again, you asked earlier, Icky, right here, you can actually replicate something, or you can preview it. You can export it. You could print it for those that don't have emails, if you have some older crowd in your congregation, things like that. And you can also send it. So that is MailChimp. You can go to Content Studio, do all sorts of other things. Literally, you can queue it up so that it will automatically post to your social media that you have sent out an email, and people can, on your social media, click on it, view the email that they may not have gotten in their inbox, but it's right there on their Facebook feed, on their Instagram feed, things of that nature. So it's pretty neat service, and it's real user friendly. So check it out, MailChimp.com. Back to you guys.
Wow, that was great. Thanks, Pastor Tim.
And thanks everyone for joining us. We want to invite you, if you have any questions, to leave a comment on this video, and we will follow up and answer any questions that you have. And anyone who's watching, feel free to jump in on the comments too and answer any of these questions.
We'll see you all October, which is our next one, on YouTube.